Hey, what's up guys, Sleechi here, back with another video. Make sure to of course check out the Twitter and TikTok as it always helps out. You already know what I'm doing here, let's just get the quick news out of the way. First up, doctors talking about the logistics of hentai. I shit you not. This all started with the tweet from Aubrey Andrews, and I don't think I can show the uncensored image because YouTube are fucking Puritans about that. But if you want to check it out, here's the handle on screen. Can we get one sex ed, please? And then, out of nowhere, it led to this exchange. Speaking as a physician, that would indeed penetrate the diaphragm, causing a massive hernia that would be fatal. Not exactly. That's too low to penetrate the diaphragm. That's more in the stomach, pancreas, duodenum, liver territory? Durundium. I don't know how to fucking say that. Traumatic diaphragmic injuries are far from universally fatal. About 10 to 30% mortality varies in data. Source: am surgeon. Have repaired many diaphragmatic injuries? Diaphragmatic. Okay, watching two doctors argue about how much dick would kill somebody from a ruptured diaphragm based on an anime pic on Twitter at like 9 AM is crazy. I think this is the worst response right here. Doctors argue about all kinds of stuff.
What kind of things, Mark? What kind of things do you discuss?
If you like, it appears Chris and I could also argue over Ohio State versus Michigan. I swear to God, man, only in this fucking timeline can you have doctors arguing how much dick it takes to murder somebody. And honestly, if you murder somebody with your cock, that's something to take pride in. I wouldn't even be mad. You could call your cock the Next up in the news, we have a bit of an update on the SAVETF2 movement. If you don't know, TF2 for the past couple years has been botted to all hell. And if you try logging on and playing in a casual, like, main matchmaking server right now, more than likely you're just gonna have an invincible sniper just literally beaming your fucking head cross map. But here we have a tweet from Polycount. Team Fortress has been updated with a bunch of bug fixes and some quality of life adjustments. This is encouraging, especially some of these fixes for some older known issue. Thank you, please more of this. And there below they actually have a screenshot from the TF2 blog. Alright, let's see how fast I can speed through this. An update to Team Fortress 2 has been released. The update will be applied automatically when you restart Team Fortress 2. The major changes include fixed an exploit related to clearing the in-game chat, fixed an exploit where players could use SV cheats on secure servers, fixed an exploit where players could teleport back to their own spawn by changing loadout/classes while touching the other team's no entry gate, fixed an exploit with the huntsman in which a player could change the loadout and negate the speed debuffed when changed, fixed an exploit with the app sap where people can spam noises, fixed an exploit where dispensers could heal through the glass on some maps, fixed an exploit where the spy could disguise and create an invisible bullet blocking shield at their feet, fixed laggy animations on Halloween bosses, skeletons, ghosts, and other ghoul-like beings, fixed the spy using incorrect disguise weapons when using soldier, pyro, heavy, or engineer with no other member of the same class on the opposing team, fixed projectiles sometimes colliding with teammates too early or too late, fixed being able to change names during a matchmaking game, fixed some HUD images being blurry when using low texture settings, fixed the spy's feigned death with the dead ringer not showing up in the matchmaking quick team status bar, fixed %killer name % and other placeholder names sometimes not showing up on the kill cam and stats screen, re-enabled the ability for servers to send disconnect reasons to clients, added console variable net_disconnect_reason to use the command to disconnect reason sent from the client. Removed headgear option from the Manco catalog drop-down list. Updated vote system. Both teams can have a kick vote running at the same time. Both can have a global vote running at the same time as a kick vote. Fixed sometimes not being able to vote on maps at the end of the round. Updated and added some tournament medals. And updated the localization files. Holy shit, that was a lot to read. But yeah, as of June 21st, Team Fortress 2 got updated, so hop in, see if the game is somewhat better. I don't know, it doesn't necessarily relate to anything hacking-wise, except for the thing where you can use the SV cheats on secure servers. Yeah, tell me what you think down below. Next up in the actually quick news, we have something from the Lost Media community. So if you don't know who Blame It on George is, he covers a lot of lost media, a lot of creepy media, and generally takes that whole genre of the cartoon reviewer and actually makes it interesting. And about 2 days ago, he made a tweet announcing that a long-lost episode of the Sesame Street series was actually found and posted to Reddit. Sesame Street number 847. Lost from 1976? 1976, bro. What? Lost from 1976 from 2022. This episode prompted such a negative response from parents that Sesame Workshop deemed it unsafe for children. It has not publicly aired since 1976. The episode was unexpectedly found and uploaded online. And listed below in the tweet, we actually have the user who apparently found this Sesame Street episode. u/SARS how the fuck? How does anybody, like, make their fucking name on Reddit? Do they just slap their fucking keyboard? What is this? I'm sorry. Thank you for finding this lost media. But for fuck's sake. Sarsaparilla? But yeah, this episode was found by Sarsaparilla 170. And of course, you know, as per usual, this was posted to r/lost media because it was lost media. Pretty circular logic right there, yeah. So I'm not gonna show the episode because knowing Disney, even though they haven't seen this episode since literally the first Star Wars movie was filming, you bet their ass they're gonna like fucking strike this video down for even playing a second of it. I have to ask, what the fuck was in this episode that made kids like so fucking freaked out over the witch? Now in nostalgic news, Daddy Bill Gates is pulling the life support on Internet Explorer. I mean, it's not really surprising seeing how Internet Explorer was the butt of a joke for literally the past 20 years about how slow it was. So them pulling the plug on it doesn't seem all that surprising. Now Microsoft will still molest you to try to use Edge, but you know, give it about 10 more years and I think that thing will be in the grave too, you know? Let's be honest, if we just stop using it, they'll eventually get the message, right? And a little bit more nostalgic news, actually. If you grew up in the 2010s, middle school age, you know what Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared is, right? Well, they announced a comeback. A lot of things are coming back, like Your Favorite Martian, Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared, Harry Puss. So the trailer here just kind of announces that Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared is coming back in September. And it's been a while since I've actually watched Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared, but you know, it can't be that bad, right? I'm excited to see what's to come from the series. It's actually been a while since I've actually sat down and watched it. And I don't know, maybe I'll drag my friends along with too, force them to watch it. And a little bit of gaming news, both Omori and Fall Guys are coming to every single console. Fall Guys is free right now for every console. If I remember right, Omori is just on Xbox and Switch right now, but will be coming to PS4 later, or if not already there. And Fall Guys is already everywhere. You can just go play that right now. And next up, Funko Pop, My Little Pony NFT. No, fuck it, Nah, not doing that. And if you forgot, or if you were just straight up asleep through the entire thing like I was, Edaters went fucking rabid the other day. Half of the internet is down due to a Cloudflare outage. Discord, down. DoorDash, down. Crunchyroll, down. VR chat, down. Amazon web servers, dead. Valorant, down. Escape from Tarkov, down. League of Legends, down. So if you look in the screenshot, you can notice that you have Discord and VR chat there, which only makes me wonder, like, how are those couple hours when the VR headset went off, they couldn't contact their Discord kitten, and they just sat there, questioning what to do, hyperventilating in a bag because they can't put on their haptic suit and feel somebody touching their dick. Now in some fucking insane news, right? With the midterms coming up in the US, the South decided to rise again. Yeah, I assume a lot of people know by now, or at least are aware of the whole Texas secession deal, but thanks to a tweet from Lily Astra, we have a closer look on what this could actually mean if they get what they want. And if you want to read the entire document, I will leave it down below for you. The Texas GOP platform document is way worse than what you've seen from snippets. 1. They call for any executive order, quote, that go beyond administration of executive authority and have the effect of legislation. 2. Opposes any mass lockdowns and contact tracing. 3. wants to give parents the ability to completely control their children until they are 18. 4. Return prayer, the Bible, and the 10 Commandments back into schools. 5. Create a state electoral college. 6. Completely abolish abortion starting from the moment of conception. 7. Call a convention of states to limit the power of the federal government. 8. Opposing all calls for carbon dioxide to be classified as pollutant. 9. Remove the Endangered Species Act, abolish the EPA, and the quote, America the Beautiful initiative. 10. Adds penalties that hurt corporations that, quote, lead boycotts against Texas due to legislative action to protect the rights of Texans. 11. No government can create a mask mandate against businesses. 12. Opposes net neutrality. 13. Give Texans the ability to sue companies if they have posts removed. Are you fucking serious? 14. Remove the estate tax, inventory taxes, business franchise taxes, taxes on phone and internet services, and ACA home sale taxes. 15. Replace income taxes with a flat tax or a consumption tax. 16. State agencies cannot accept federal funding that violates Texas law. 17. Defund a city or county if they remove 10% or more of the police budget. 18. Remove property taxes. 19. Encourage the government to privatize all sectors that can be. 20. Remove the Federal Reserve. 21. Tax breaks for families that place their children in a private school. 22. Parents can control everything that their children learn. 23. Prohibit all sex education in public schools. And until then, they only teach abstinence-only education. 24. Mentions drag queen story hour under harmful content, along with pornography and sex entertainment businesses. 25. Prohibit all reproductive healthcare systems in public schools. 26. Focus social studies on American exceptionalism. 27. We favor strengthening our common American identity, which includes the contribution and assimilation of diverse racial and ethnic groups. 28. We reject critical race theory as a post-Marxist ideology that seeks to undermine the system of law itself and to reduce individuals to their group identity alone. 29. We support legislation to remove this ideology from government programs, including education involving race discrimination and racial awareness. 30. Opposes the implementation of international and national school standards. Schools that disobey will lose all funding. 31. Texan students shall learn about humanity of a preborn child, including life-affirming definitions of life and the study of life. Life begins at fertilization, milestones of fetal development at 2-week gestational intervals, use of fetal baby models, witnessing of a live ultrasound, viewing the Miracle of Life type video, and for high school students, the contents of a Woman's Right to Know booklet. 32. Abolished the Department of Education. 33. Schools should be micromanaged by their school board so they teach traditional Texas values. What fucking values? 34. The official position of Texas schools is that there are only 2 genders, biological male and biological female. Opposes the transgender normalization curriculum in pronoun use. Biological men and biological female shall not compete against each other. 35. We oppose any state formula funding or graduation requirements for a diverse curriculum, inconsistent with the above, including Marxist, anti-American, critical race theory, multiculturalism, or diversity, equity, inclusion courses. 36. We oppose using public funds for homosexuality, transgender, or diverse equity inclusion centers. 37. Calls homosexuality an abnormal lifestyle choice. No special status shall be created for the homosexual behavior or LGBTQ+ identification. 37. Opposes all efforts to validate transgender identity. If any person under the age of 21 has a perception inconsistent with their biology, then they should not be given puberty blockers, HRT, or, quote, perform any surgery on healthy body parts of an underage person. 38. Therapists, psychologists, and other licensed counselors should not be penalized by not counseling clients of any age with gender dysphoria or unwanted same-sex attraction. 39. Recognize porn as a public health crisis and implement age verification for accessing any pornographic content and punish all websites that disobey. Dude, my throat. My throat hasn't felt like this since I went to that glory hole. But yeah, Texas doesn't want to just secede from the US. They want to create their own Christian, authoritarian, capitalist dystopia. I have a lot of family down in Texas too, so I have no idea how they feel about this, if any of them are gonna try to like move if they put this into place. But for all I know, Texas is fucked. Now in a little bit of more actor drama news, and no, this time it is not about Ezra Miller. Today, coming to us from Complex Canada, 24-year-old Ryan Grantham, former actor known for his roles in Riverdale, Supernatural, iZombie, in the film Diary of a Wimpy Kid, confessed to murdering his own mother and planning to drive to Ottawa to kill the Prime Minister.
Excuse me, he did what now?
So here I have the article pulled up, and I'm gonna scroll a little bit past the main headline here, and just go into more of the detail on why he killed his mom and what the fuck he was thinking. The court heard out how Grantham was experiencing feelings of self-loathing, hopelessness, and an urge to commit violence months leading up to the murder. According to Donnelly, Grantham was worried that his mother would find out about his poor school performance in marijuana smoking. Grantham had filmed himself on a GoPro camera the day of the murder, where he showed the crime scene and described what happened. The videos were used as evidence in court. I guess in about like 20 years, when eventually that video leaks, the eventual gore tubers that like exist then, like whoever comes after Plagued Moth, whoever comes past Disturbed, whoever comes past all those people, they're gonna have some killer content, am I right? That's fucked. After the killing, the court heard that Grantham went out to buy beer, marijuana, and later went to bed. In both a statement to the police and excerpts read out loud in the court from his private journal, Grantham mentioned his plan to kill Prime Minister Justin Trudeau. Grantham set out driving east, but only got as far as Hope, British Columbia, before heading to Vancouver Police Headquarters near Gravely Street and turned himself in. Mr. Grantham said, "I killed my mum." Donnelly said. The police immediately arrested him. His sister, Lisa Grantham, found their mother's body on April 1st. She returned home concerned after not being able to reach her mother or brother. Yeah, no, that's, there's a joke here that I'm not gonna make because I don't want to go to hell. The article later goes on to describe his home life and how his sister described him as a dangerous person, but honestly, I'm gonna wait for more information on the story because this kind of triggers a bit of morbid curiosity in me, actually, because I wonder what the hell made this dude snap, right? Because a lot of people assume that once you become a famous actor, you know, you've made it. You don't have any reason to be worried. You don't have any reason to fear. But it sounds like here, this guy, after his acting career, just kind of went all the way downhill. So if there's an update to this story, I will definitely be giving you guys an update to it alongside any Ezra Miller updates because it's actually pretty fun if it is a little bit messed up to cover them. I just find them really interesting in a morbid way. Tell me what you guys think in the comments down below. What do you think made him snap? Was it because he just lived in British Columbia? Was it because he probably was forced to speak French? I don't know. Now, in some Super Smash Bros. News, if you don't know who Spargo is, he recently got signed on to FaZe. Holy shit, I didn't even know that. But back in the day when Super Smash Bros. Ultimate first released, he was kind of known as like that really small kid that you didn't want to fuck with because he knew how to play the game and he would fuck you up really easily. He was taking on pros who were veterans of like 15, 10, even like 20 fucking years, right? And when he started playing competitive, I'm pretty sure he was like younger than me, like he was like 13, 14. But here we have a tweet from him that says, important information regarding future tournaments. It's a tweet longer here that I'll read out for y'all just so, you know, you guys don't have to search for it. Important information regarding future tournaments. Hey there, I know this may come off as something random or unexpected, but I'll be taking an indefinite hiatus from competing. I've been struggling a lot with mental health this past few months, and it's only been getting worse. I was very hesitant on even attending this tournament, the Invitational, because I knew I wasn't in the right state to compete, but I thought I could just play as usual and I'd be fine. I also felt like I had to do it, and somewhat felt forced to go and compete. However, I realized I wasn't ready to compete when I started having a terrible anxiety attack before my match versus Cola, along with feeling very tired and fatigued and overall very demotivated throughout that weekend. Before you say I'm only doing this because I underperformed at the Invitational, I've been feeling this way since Genesis or maybe slightly before that. I constantly ignored it because I thought it was a one-time or it would just go away eventually, but it's been only getting progressively worse. I thought having a month break was gonna help, hence one of the reasons I didn't attend anything back in May, but it was still the same thing. With that being said, I will not attend tend to double down, and most likely will be skipping SmashCon, GOML, Rise and Grind, and whatever tournament is happening in the next few months, unless something changes, which I doubt. I'm still planning on attending the Smash Factor, but will most likely only attend as a spectator. I of course won't give any details of what's happening, but I hope you can understand. Hope eventually I'll be able to come back stronger than ever. For now, I'll be staying from competition and social media to focus on my mental health. Thank you for reading. And you know what, man? I entirely feel it. And I do think that he can climb out of this type of shit, you know? I've seen how this kid plays, he's fucking amazing, and even if he doesn't come back to competing in Smash Bros, I hope that eventually he gets into like streaming or content creation, because I still think that he can be really interesting. Anyways, tell me what you guys think down in the comments below. Now, this is a little bit of quick news, but I do feel like it has to be said, kind of important. This comes to us from Yes We Cannibalists. Trigger warning. Pedophile. Hashtag YouTube community PSA. Starlet Zhao, aka JinBopGaming, was recently released from prison. Now, if you don't know who Starlet Zhao is, or JinBopGaming, back when Sky Does Minecraft had his media company Sky Media, he hired on a bunch of people like Mitsan, your pal Ross, I think Afmao, correct me if I'm wrong, but also lastly, Starlet Zhao. And, you know, he used to play a lot of games like Fire Emblem, Subnautica, games like that. And, you know, sometime in 2014, 2016 maybe, I forget what exact date, he just stopped uploading. And then eventually we found out that he was arrested for taking advantage of his fans and using them to create and consume child. So of course, the sick bastard got locked up for that, and according to sources at the time, he was supposed to be locked up for about 10 years. I don't know if he got out on good behavior on some shit, but I'm glad that this person kind of signal boosted the message. And even I kind of doubted this for a second. But one thing that's really confirming the suspicion for me is the tweet that is the most liked. And that is a tweet from Mitsan, one of the editors of Sky Media, replying with a gif of everybody from Family Guy just puking. Yeah, no, that's a pretty apt reaction. I don't blame him. And apparently a guy down below called All-Star Gamer said, I was the one that told her about it in DMs. I wanted it all to be out. So yeah, a pedophile got released from prison. At least EDP will have a friend now, maybe? Because to my knowledge, I don't think, hold on, let me check right now. Yeah, no, I'm looking at his channel right now. Homeboy wasn't terminated, so he just got out of prison and now he might actually have a chance of uploading again. So if you guys see a guy named JinBopGaming somehow blow up again in the algorithm, he was arrested for child porn. Just keep that in mind. And finally in the news, so within 36 hours, the lead actor of Spider-Man Lotus has old racist messages resurfaced. The director of the film apologizes, only for very similar messages to resurface of him. A secret member of the crew starts leaking massive details out of spite. In-fucking-sane. So yeah, what the fuck is Spider-Man Lotus again? Well, it's a fan-made Spider-Man film that was funded throughout the past couple years, and right before it released, it was leaked that the main actor, Warden Wayne, was a little bit unsavory. So I poked around on Twitter a little bit and I found an archive of the messages, but only just a small portion of what was posted, right? Is this your Spider-Man? Warden Wayne is so gross, hoping Lotus recasts him. Hashtag Spider-Man Lotus. Hashtag Warden Wayne. Although, looks like he bombed shit for fun. Here you go. This that Mexican. I commented, y'all ever make fun and good memes just to flex on blurred vision? And then he got mad. Was hella mean and always saying and saying he had bitches. So yeah, after hearing that, there had to be some response, right? So I have two initial responses here, one from Warden himself and the other one from the director. My statement on Warden Wayne. This morning, many of us were shown resurfaced messages that Warden Wayne, the lead actor of Spider-Man Lotus, had sent on Instagram. And yes, I am just as disgusted by those messages as anyone else is. They're hurtful, obscene, and offensive. There is no defending them, and the outrage is justified. This movie was not created to perpetuate hate, or bigotry, or racism. It was born to inspire, it was born to find hope. Warden's actions are not reflective of these sentiments. Warden's actions are not reflective of these sentiments, and I feel ashamed that you have been let down in such an impactful way. In the past, Warden has been open with me about his former ignorance, as well as what could resurface as a result, and I have done everything in my power to hold him accountable, not only then, but also today and forever. I told him bluntly that this is going to live with him for the rest of his life, there is nothing he can do about it, and that that's the reality that he's accepted. I can't do anything as much as a consequence, as this is a non-profit project and there's nothing that we as creators have gained. However, please do not allow this to detract from the tireless passion that the crew members have worked across the board to deliver. These people have put themselves on the line to achieve the vision that I've set forth, and they don't deserve to have their work diminished because of one person's actions. It would be hypocritical of me to make this movie about redemption and growth and self-improvement if I did not allow someone to accept their accountability, take charge, and aspire to become better than they were yesterday. However, his apology is not mine to accept, nor is it for the communities unaffected by his words. To the marginalized communities that his words have impacted, including those within my own crew, I apologize. This is disheartening for us all, but we will continue to work towards finishing the movie as intended. The character of Spider-Man was made to represent everybody, regardless of race, gender, or identity, and he has been that way since the dawn of his creation. We will do what we can to continue opening this space for the marginalized communities within the fandom, as his legacy belongs to us all. And next up we have the actual response from Warden Wayne himself. Hello everybody. I've decided to come out in regards to certain things from my past. I've always thought it was better to be above reproach and come forward honestly about mistakes I made when I was younger. This is very hard to say, and I feel gross, but I'm coming clean. Years ago when I was in high school, I used to say terrible things. I used offensive language, often homophobic or racially insensitive, casually or in jokes. I am sorry and I'm ashamed. I was raised in a homeschool conservative environment in my small hometown in Arkansas, where I had to sneak around on others' iPads and computers to use social media. My family has always been associated with groups such as the Duggars, and those values were subsequently pushed onto me. I didn't get my own cell phone until I was 18. I was in a bubble, where I wasn't aware of how serious it was for me to say those things or these words. My ideas of right and wrong were skewed. My friend group at the time encouraged and perpetuated these habits. All of it quickly became a part of my vocabulary because of the lifestyles around me, and I didn't want to be excluded. And I'm embarrassed to say so. I had convinced myself I wasn't in the wrong for me to say that. I had convinced myself it wasn't wrong for me to say it because of the justification I was constantly persuaded to believe, and I was never held accountable for it. The groups I associated online with were not good people, but I wanted to fit in and have friends. So I aligned myself and tried to act in ways they'd approve of, which included saying offensive things for the sake of a reaction or make ignorant jokes. I was an immature kid with too much time and no sense of integrity. I was stupid. There was even a time when I made an account solely dedicated to hating on Eunice, who is now one of my best friends. He knows about that account now and the things I used to say about him, but he forgave me because of how much I've worked to change my habits over the 4+ years. I'm embarrassed and sad to say who I was, and I'm sorry to anyone I may have hurt years ago, or to anyone I may hurt now by revealing this information. When I was able to leave the bubble I was in and find people more stable, and find people with a more stable sense of morality, I was able to be told things I said were wrong, and I learned, I pushed to change. But regardless of any of this, I should have known better, and I spend every day wishing I hadn't been a terrible person when I was younger. But I can't change the past. All I can do is take responsibility and own up to my incredible shortcomings and continue trying to be a better person. I hope you can all forgive me. I'm sorry. So you might be asking yourself, how the fuck did all this come out, right? Well, it turns out it was a 9-year-old that leaked it. Well, a 9-year-old that turned 15. Alright, let me explain. This guy pretty much sums it up right here, but I'll show you the actual tweet as well. Honestly, the funniest thing about the Spider-Man Lotus situation is that it can be traced back to somebody with a reverse flash profile picture who spent over a quarter of their life hell-bent on revenge. So if you look for the actual Twitter account Berkman Boom, they changed their profile picture to Daredevil now, but they still have the tweet up for us to read, of course. My name is Matt. I am 15. I met Gavin Kanope in early 2017, and I was only 9 about to turn 10. I looked up to him more than anybody else, because I had finally found someone who loved comics like me. He was even going to help me make my own Spider-Man fan film. He was going to write and edit the whole project, and eventually started to get more followers and changed his platform to GJK Central, and started to drop me. I had other friends, but no one who I felt understood me like Gavin. I wanted to be just like him. Having him drop me made me extremely upset. I found these messages from the last couple years and got upset. I was too young to realize how problematic and toxic he was. I've said stupid things like that in the past, I won't deny it, but like I said, I was very, very young and very easily influenced by those who I looked up to. I was heavily influenced by him and thought what he did was edgy and cool. I've grown in the past couple years having watched him become very well known. I've wanted to come out and expose him for a while ago for different reasons than I am now. I wanted to let everyone know that he doesn't care about those who have been with him since the beginning. I was too scared to come forward because of how strong the Lotus fanbase was. I was too afraid by being attacked by everyone for exposing Gavin for something that might be considered silly or petty. Every time his accounts would say something like that, it wasn't some admin, it was him. I'm disappointed in him for not taking full accountability and putting the blame on others. Oh my god, my throat is so fucking dry from reading all of that, dude. A 9-year-old, now 15-year-old, was the one behind the leaks that got Wayne Warden and GJK Central under all of this boiling hot water. Tell me what you think down in the comments below, because I think that's just fucking beautiful. Karma works in weird ways, people. But now to end off the video, I'm just gonna read off a couple of the responses and some of the tweets that got a lot of attention, kind of in response of this whole situation. Leak scene from Spider-Man Lotus. You better be white under that mask. Spider-Man Lotus crew in a nutshell. The gang gets racist. Spider-Man Lotus, but instead of the Marvel intro, it has this. And then they have the old Warner Bros. Warning screen whenever they have old racist cartoons playing. I'm not even gonna try to read that out because I tried reading it like, yeah, no, it's at 30 minutes. I tried reading this out like 20 times, I can't. Lotus Spider-Man interrogating a goon.
So talk, Blackie.
Exclusive. First look at Peter Parker referencing the Green Goblin in upcoming Spider-Man Lotus. And then he shows the screenshot from the leaks. Nobody. Peter Parker and Spider-Man Lotus. So yeah, tell me what you think down in the comments below about this whole Spider-Man Lotus situation. Should we forgive Warden Wayne because he was like sheltered and like by his own admission like fucking stupid? I also saw a lot of people in the replies making a whole like reverse Flash joke, like the whole "it was me, Barry" type thing. But honestly, I think it's just a whole load of karma just coming back around to bite somebody in the ass right at the height of their popularity. I don't believe in a lot of things, but I think karma's real at least. So with that being said, guys, I've been Sleechi, going to fuck to sleep.